Hello everyone, welcome to Golf Cart Garage. We are back once again for another episode where we'll talk about golf carts. I am Tim, I work for Golf Cart Garage. I am a member of the Gearheads On Demand service, GHOD. If you go to our website and you see anything that says GHOD, that's going to be me. That is a service that we offer where you can schedule a phone call with me, and I can talk to you one-on-one about your golf cart issue. I used to own a golf cart shop. I owned a golf cart shop for many years. It's what a lot of you know that. And I may have seen your issue before, may be able to help you, may be able to get you going in the right path. Right? May be able to save you some money. May be able to talk you into fixing it yourself rather than taking it into a shop. Now, sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you're going to have to go to a shop. There's no doubt about that. But I may be able to give you some hints, and tips. That's what the service is all about. It's a free service. And all we ask in return at this point is just for your support of the channel, support of us when you need to buy parts, because inevitably you're going to need parts, and we sell a lot of parts at golfcartgarage.com. So that's what it's all about, and that's why we're here. We go over some regular questions, and we talk to people in the live. We've got people showing up already. I appreciate you guys. Greg Elliott, hope all is well with everyone. Eric, what's up, Eric? Randy Rizzo, hello, Tim. Kurt, hey Tim, missed last Thursday. Well, as long as you're here now, Kurt, that's fine. Let me see if we're rolling good on Facebook here. Looks like we are. Everything looks good. Terry Gage, beautiful day in East Texas. What's up, man? For some reason, it's a beautiful day today here. I don't know why, but we have a little cool front, and it didn't bring any rain, but it dropped the temperatures a little bit. So we're awesome here. I mean, it's been hot like crazy lately, but right here in the dead middle of August the 15th, we got a little cooler day, and I got to go mow today because today is an excellent day to go mow because it's not too hot. Let's see. 84 and partly sunny in Hershey, Pennsylvania. That's about what it is here, Kevin, today, for some reason. Randy, I'm doing good, man. If you're talking to me or if you're talking to someone else, but I'm doing good. Keith from Nashville. What's up, Keith? 80 and sunny. I don't know what's going on. I got nice, cool weather. Very beautiful outside today. Gene Hansen, let's see. What's up, Gene? Thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate that, Randy. 10 degrees less than it's been. Yeah, that's what it is here, Terry. That's about 10 degrees less than it's been. It's a nice day. Usually, that brings rain. That's why, but I'm not seeing any rain in the forecast, so I don't know what's going on with that. This is Tuesday, August the 15th. In case you're watching us and you don't know, if you're watching me at 12 noon Central Time, on Tuesday, August the 15th, you're watching us live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube right now. And you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube if you would like. You can also follow us on any of the other social media platforms if you would like. I'm running those links to the other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram right now. You can follow us on those. But if you do follow us on Facebook and YouTube, please give us a like and a subscribe. Oh man, Greg, my son is headed to Dallas to see Metallica in concert this weekend. Awesome. Awesome, that would be cool. That's what I do, that's a TV right there, but I will put, that TV's got internet access, so I will put a Metallica concert on there sometimes when I'm in here working and just sit here and watch Metallica on the big screen there. Let's see. David Taylor. Hello, Tim. 99 EZGO TXT 36. 3 100 amp hour lithiums. 6-inch lifted stock controller. All is good. 30 plus mile range on pavement. Awesome, David. Awesome. 3 100 amp hour lithium. So do you have let's see. Are those 3 12s in the series, or are those 3 36s in parallel with it? So in other words, is that a 300 amp hour pack or is that a 100 amp hour pack, and you're getting 30 plus miles of range on pavement? That's cool. Michael Reynolds, hello from North Central Georgia. Hey Michael, just talked to Michael the other day. How are you, sir? Glad you could stop by. Let's see. Michael says Masters of Puppets opened for Ozzy in 1986. I was there. Cool, Michael. Yep, that is an album there, isn't it? Eric, I'm having trouble with my cart. When I push on my accelerator, sometimes it goes, sometimes it will not. Have tried 3 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲, still acting up. I'm thinking the controller, and if you agree. Let's see, you've been through 3 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲s. Are these those, Eric, are these those really inexpensive 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲s or off of eBay or Amazon? Because I noticed there's some 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲s out there for like $25. I mean, is that what we're talking about? Because I would have something to say about that. But if you don't think that's it, remind me again which car you have, Eric. Does it have a run tow switch, and what year club car is it? 3 12s in series. Okay, so David's got 3 100 amp hour lithiums in series. So his whole battery pack is only 100 amp hour, and he's got 30+ mile range on pavement. That's cool. See, that's kind of info I want to hear. I want to know what kind of range people are actually getting. I want to know, are you happy with the setup? Because that's a very expensive investment, nowadays for a golf cart, is when you decide to take the plunge and switch to lithium. So I want to know the real world facts, because we don't have long-term data. There's a lot of lithium out there now available for golf carts, but we don't have long-term data. We don't even have 5-year data, really, not near as much good 5-year data as we do on lead acid. Kim, in rain in Ontario, Canada. I bet it's pretty there this time of year, though, in Ontario, Canada. I had never been there, but I've seen videos and seen pictures, and it seems like a very beautiful place. One was cheap, and the other 2 were big money 48-volt Club Car DS with the 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲 conversion. Oh, okay. All right. Really, the only other thing that could be causing hesitation besides the 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲, the 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲 has the micro switch like we talked about. As soon as you touch it, there should be an instantaneous signal sent to the controller. So if you're still getting a hesitation, and let's just assume it's not the 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲, all right, let's just throw that one out. Let's just say that's not the 𝗪𝗀𝗄𝗲. If you're still getting a hesitation, then the next most likely place is going to be either the solenoid or the controller. But I would be leaning more toward controller, especially if we're talking about did we talking about stock controller here, Eric? I don't remember that part. Big Mike, what's up, Big Mike? Yeah, I have missed you, Big Mike. I noticed you weren't here last time. William Moore, hot in North Carolina. See, I've got the cooler weather going on here for some reason, and you've got some heat. There's a heat wave over there around North Carolina. So this is nice here. Michael says, still no update on my regenerative brake problem from last week. Took it to the shop. They didn't have the cable to connect to the in-power controller. Considering purchase a more common controller. Well, if you do, Michael, you can check all that stuff yourself. That's one of the advantages of going with an aftermarket All-Trax or an aftermarket 𝗫𝗏𝗔's controller. Now you can check it all yourself with just a laptop. Let me check over here on Facebook before I get Thomas Watson. Hey Tim, hey Thomas Watson, lost sound. See you next week, Thomas. My executive producer down there says I hear you fine, so I don't think it was me. I appreciate you stopping by. Still, my thoughts exactly. Okay, yeah, that's where I would be leaning, Michael, on that situation. Sorry, it's so frustrating. I know it can be, believe me. I mean, it can drive you crazy sometimes. I've had golf carts that drove me crazy. All right, I guess I better get started. I've ran social media. Let's get started with some regular questions. This one is from Ralph. I have a Summit 2 charger. Can you tell me if this is normal? After fully charged, the individual batteries each measure 9 volts, and the 8 measure 53.9. This seems high, and also I'm adding water to the cells to just cover the plates every other week. Well, you have to understand, my first question would be, when you were measured 9 volts, when you got that 9 volts measurement, how long had that charger not been running? Because for it to be accurate, that charger needed to be off the golf cart and not running for several hours before that voltage reading that you just took off of that battery would be accurate. In fact, up to 12 hours, it would need to be not on charge and then take a reading off of that battery and tell me what it says. And if it still says 9 volts, you got a battery issue. There's definitely something going wrong. But what the Summit does, that first initial stage, when it goes in to charge your battery pack, it hits it with some really high numbers. I mean, I have one over there, and I've checked the numbers when I was charging my 48 volt car, and it hits some really high numbers, well into the 60s, well into the 60 volt range, you know, with this initial bulk charge phase. And then it backs down, you know, it backs down later on once it gets your voltage up. But that wouldn't be unusual showing 9 volts if the charger had just been unplugged, is what I'm saying. So that's what I would have a question about. See, did you say something now? Battery bank measured 53.9, same thing. This seems high. It's not necessarily high. Now, you adding waters to the cells just to cover the plates every other week, my question there would be, how old are your batteries? That would be, because newer batteries take less water. They use less water. Older batteries use up more water. Placed the controller 3 years ago with stock, looking to upgrade and overwinter with motor. What controller would you suggest? As far as aftermarket controller, Eric, if you're ready to step up, get you a biggest All-Tracks or the biggest Navitas that you can afford for your car, and you'd be done with it. That's what I would recommend. Lloyd Lou, hey Tim from sunny California. What's up, Lloyd Lou? Larry Consley, what's going on, Larry Consley? Craig, how's it going, man? Everything's good. Everything's good, Craig. I appreciate you guys showing up. I have a this is from Kim in Canada. I have a 2001 E-Z-GO golf cart and it will not charge. The charger is flashing 2 red lights. Changed the plug on the golf cart and now it's flashing 1 red light. What charger, I mean, I don't know what charger you're using there, because those red lights are definitely showing a fault code. Now, the easiest thing to do, Kim, is try that charger on another cart. That way we can narrow down what the problem is, because the problem is either with your cart or with the charger. That's the easiest thing to do first. Put that charger on another cart and see if you get the exact same symptoms, and that way we'll know it's the charger. If it's not the same symptoms, then we're going to go back to your cart. Hope everybody has heard a new music artist, Oliver Anthony song, Rich Men North of Richmond. I haven't heard that one yet, Greg, but I'll look it up. I will look it up. Yeah, I'd like to be there too, Craig, to that concert. I hope it was recorded, because I'll get to watch it. You know, I'll get to watch it here. So I'll find the recording someday. Kim, I didn't know if it's a battery charger or the DC plug. Well, that's why I say that would help us a lot if you could find another cart, you know, and plug that charger in. Then we'd go back to your cart and take some readings at the plug and try to narrow it down even further. Richmond, north of Richmond. Anthony Oliver. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I always like new artists or new music. I always have. Keith says he can hear me fine on Facebook. Keith likes to switch back and forth a lot on YouTube and Facebook. He's everywhere. Craig says yesterday when he stopped for a while, when he pressed the gas to go again, it was unresponsive. I turned the key off and back on, no change. Then I pressed the gas a couple of times and it went. This happened one more time on the trip. Hasn't repeated since. Man, I think you're getting to the point, Craig, where you hate your RXV, aren't you? You're going to eventually get to that point. Like I said before, I talked to a lot of people that hate their RXV, and I talked to a lot of people that love them. The ones that got them, that run good, they say, oh man, it's awesome. You know, it's never given them any trouble. But then I talk to a lot of people that tell me stories exactly like that. And some people have fixed that problem with the solenoid. Some people have fixed that problem, other similar problems with the motor brake. But that's about it. That's the main two things. I've never had somebody tell me that they fixed an issue with their RXV just by changing the controller. But man, there's a lot of YouTube videos of people that have changed the controller on an RXV and love it. I mean, it just turns it into a very fast car. Let me check this over here. It looks like we're good. Kim says she's got a 𝗪𝗃𝗃 sealed 48. Well, I don't have the fault codes memorized for a 𝗪𝗃𝗃. What are the single red light and the double red light say? What do those fault codes represent? May try a new solenoid. It's given me problems since we bought it last year. That might be a good idea. Yeah, that'd be the cheapest thing first anyway, before you got into, you know, motor brake or controller or something like that. But we're going to go to number 2. I have a 98 club car. I charged the battery, changed the oil, took it for a spin. I got on it, put it in reverse. It worked fine, then wanted to put it in drive and it would not go. Hit the choke and nothing. Lights don't even come on. Hell. Okay, well, the fact the lights don't come on, that kind of gives me a clue. Because your lights are on a gas car are going to be hooked directly to your battery. So you lost a wire, is what I'm saying. If you can't go forward and your lights don't work, because that's a whole separate circuit. I would be looking at your battery and finding out exactly where your lights hook up. And I wouldn't doubt it if you find a loose cable. You might find a loose power wire or something, main power wire. It helps selecting a controller for my car since it's one of the major brands. Would be an IQ now that it has been upgraded to M-Core, or what would I look for? Yours is it still a series card, Eric? I don't remember. Or do you have a run toe switch? And what year is it, by the way? Yours would not be an IQ just because you got the just because you upgraded to the M-Core. It wouldn't turn it into an IQ system. Unless it had, you know, been fully converted to IQ with an IQ wiring harness and an IQ controller. That would be the only way that it would be an IQ. How long can you charge a battery for in a golf cart to bring it charge up? Not using the golf cart charger, using a separate charger. Okay, what kind of batteries are you talking about, Kim? Do you have 4 12 volts? Do you got 6 8 volts? Or you got 6 6 volts? That's 3 different battery configurations. Tell me, which one are you asking about? Because it's a different answer for all 3. No run toe 96. Yeah. Yours is a series card, Eric. It is not an IQ. It's still a series, even though you changed it to M-Core, even though you got the M-Core conversion. So if you did decide to change controller, it would not be an IQ controller. It would still be a series wound controller that you needed for your car. Okay. Number 3. When I press the gas pedal, I can hear the switch make, but it hesitates for about 5 to 10 seconds before starting the engine. What might that be? Okay, I'm assuming that because you said starting the engine, I'm going to assume we're talking about a gas cart. And what I would want you to do is raise the seat and hit the gas pedal and watch it start a generator and see if it is working instantaneously when you hit the gas pedal, just not turning the motor over. I've seen that a lot. So make sure that that's not actually what happened, that the belt, the starter generator is not slipping inside the belt, and for about 5 seconds or so until the belt catches and turns the motor over. You might need to tighten up the belt is all. Okay, one red light on your on the fault code says that means DC plug's fault. Well, see, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to eliminate. Whatever you got to do, find you another cart to plug that charger in, and then you won't have any doubt. And then we can go back to your cart, and then we'll look at that DC plug for sure. Number 4. I have an EZGO H300 controller. It's a 1206MX. When the key is on, a slight voltage is applied to the motor. Also, can't switch reverse to forward or vice versa without turning off and on the key. I am thinking controller is bad. Well, a 1206, an EZGO 1206MX is an EZGO PDS controller. All right, a PDS is a regenerative braking 36 volt cart by EZGO. Or at least the earlier ones are 36 volt. The device that is responsible for changing direction is the controller. Can't switch reverse or forward or vice versa without turning on. See, what you're doing with the key is that you're shutting off power to the pre-charge resistor and turning it back on, like you're resetting the controller. I would think that is what is going on. Now, keep in mind that since it's a PDS, then it is capable of being put in diagnostic mode. Like this is the cover for the controller on a PDS. Well, down here at the bottom are instructions on how to place the car in diagnostic mode. Tells you how to do it. It's a series of putting it from neutral to reverse 5 times, and then you'll hear a confirmation beep. And anyway, then when you drive the cart and it fails, it's going to beep out one of these codes on the side, and see what that relates to. That may help you. That may give you some idea. Several models. Sure, I'd need 𝗪𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗀𝘆 lithium. My cart's built on a local company here in Bolton. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not in front of the golf cart right now. That's all right, Kim. You know where we're going to be when you get you some more information on the charger thing, and then come back Tuesday or Thursday, and we'll talk again. What prop, Craig? Talking about this one? Yeah, I came prepared today. Yeah, got a prop. Travis Lee, what's up, Travis Lee? You doing all right, Travis? And your recovery? Is everything going good? If you can give me the times for charging the batteries with a charger, then I know for the next time. Well, okay. Kim, do you know if your golf cart is 48 volts? So I'll try to narrow it down since you're not at your car, because I see what you're asking me now. But I need to know what battery configuration you have. Do you have 6 8-volt batteries, or do you have 6 6-volt batteries, or tell me what kind of car it is first, or did you already? Let me go back and look. Oh, it's a 48-volt car. All right, so you either have 4 12-volt batteries, or you have 6 8-volt batteries. So let's just say, I'll go ahead and answer for both of them, so you'll have an answer. If you have 6 8-volt batteries, you could put the 12-volt charger on one of those for about 30 minutes, and then go to the next one and put it on the next one for about 30 minutes, and go do all 6 of them like that. But that's not going to fully charge your cart. That's only going to get your voltage enough up to turn your normal charger on, which your normal charger has a fault. So I don't really see how that's going to help you unless you have 4 12-volt batteries. If you had 4 12-volt batteries, then you could take a 12-volt charger and fully charge each one of them. You know, just one at a time. You don't have to set a timer, because that would be fine. Just if you had a charger that had a deep cycle setting, that would be fine to charge for the 4 12 volts. So this is the one, Alltrax SR series. Yep, that is right, Eric. That's the SR series of Alltrax is for series carts, and that's what yours has. So in the Alltrax line, that would be the one you would get. Any of those, you don't have to get the 600 amp, but if you wanted to, that'd be fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. Props, whiteboard, mobile camera, show it, draw it, and take us. I got you, man. Rock Dog, sorry for the late arrival. Work keeps getting in the way. No problem, Rock Dog. Travis, did you send me a video? I never got confirmation if that was actually you that sent me that video. I didn't want to say anything until I verified it with you. I'd like to tell everybody, you know, if it's all right with you, if that was you that sent me that video. Sorry for the late arrival. Work keeps getting in the way. Oh, not a problem, Rock Dog. Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Tim from the Villages. William Rizzo. What's up, William? Want to go big, so when I get a motor change, I won't be limited. Eric, now that, I like the way you think. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Okay. Is it okay if I say something about that, Travis? To tell everybody? Let's see. William Rizzo, I'm late. A lot of you may remember that Travis was in an accident, a bad accident, and he's recovering. He's fine. He's going to be fine, but it's just taking a while. But I'll wait until he says something about that. Okay. Number 5. 2001 6-passenger 36-volt car. Going forward is very slow and shudders some. In reverse, it works fine. The batteries are 1 year old. I checked one battery voltage and they measured 35.3. Okay, all of you, not all of you, but some of you may remember that Travis was in a bad accident. And we talked about it, you know, when he was in here last time. And I didn't know it at the time until after the show ended. He sent me a video. He's got it on video. He's got the accident on video of where he got hit and flipped his car. Okay, gun belt tore his stomach, broke his rib, broke ribs, head concussion, neck and back. The guy was doing over 100 miles an hour, and he's got it on video. In the video, you can see the car 2 lanes over from Travis, who was just, by the way, was minding his own business in the hammer lane, just going straight, no problem. And the car 2 lanes over, all of a sudden came into this lane and boom, hit that car and hit him, and things was upside down. It was crazy. You're very, very lucky, man. You're very lucky to be here. And it just goes to show you how quickly your entire life can turn around on a dime, just like that. And you never would have ever expected it. Okay. Bruce, better not being here to take in the wealth of knowledge you provide. Well, thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Number 5. Did I answer that one yet? Yeah, no, I haven't. Going forward is very slow and shudders some. In reverse, it works fine. The batteries are 1 year old. I checked the battery voltage and they measured 35.3. Well, you might have a problem there, because 35.3 is too low. I don't care if they're 1 year old. That's too low, and that's going to be the issue that's causing your shutter that you described. It's going to be that you have at least one battery that's dropped down below 6 volts, and that will cause your shutter. A golf cart has to have all 6 batteries 6 volts or above in order for it to run correctly, or you're going to end up with some symptoms like people would describe as a shutter. Oh, Michael, the video, yeah, it is terrifying. It's a terrifying video. Yeah, it just, like I said, that video is going to change Travis's outlook for the rest of his life. And he's going to realize how lucky he is to be here. And we appreciate you, man. That video would change anyone's outlook for the rest of their life. You're never going to forget that. Never, ever, ever going to forget what happened. Smash the like button for Mr. Freeman's awesome show. Thank you, Craig. The good Lord up above was with you, Travis. So glad you made it through it and recovering. No seatbelt. Well, like I said, that video is going to change something about you for the rest of your life. And I can pretty much bet I know one thing it's going to change. Yep, the guy that hit Travis actually died. Belt slipping, that was 6. Number 7 is where we're going. Cart was towed because it covers our utility belt. We don't wear seat belts because it covers our utility belt. Well, what you going to do now? Are you going to keep doing that? Or are you going to change the policy? You know, that's all I'm saying. I mean, something like that's got to make you think. Kim, if you would like to schedule an appointment with me, a phone call, and we can talk further, and I can spend more time with you one-on-one, click the, there's a link in the description. There's a link in the description that'll take you to the scheduling page, and then you can pick a time if you'd like to speak with me more about that. It's hard to concentrate on just one person. Cart was towed in run position. Now won't move at all. Is it the controller? Oh my. Well, the answer to this question is yes. And is it the motor? Yes. Is it the batteries? Very likely. Is it the solenoid? It's possible. I mean, you wouldn't believe the damage that can occur when you tow a cart with it in run and not in tow. I mean, I've had carts show up at my shop before, E-Z-GO TXTs that were towed by, they towed it with an automobile, or they towed it with a bigger vehicle where they didn't realize that there was something going on back there, that the cart was actually holding back. If you tow it with another golf cart, sometimes you can feel that it's holding back, and you may figure it out. Or maybe I need to put that switch in tow. But if you tow one with a larger vehicle, sometimes you don't always feel the fact that it's holding back. And what will happen is catastrophic if you pull it a long distance, especially at speed. It will eventually lock up. The motor will actually lock up the rear end, because the motor will fly apart, explode, burn up inside there. I mean, I've had one come in my shop where you couldn't even push it. First of all, the rear end's locked up. So I eventually got the motor off. And look in it, and it's just solid black, burnt and melt, wires everywhere. The batteries got so hot that the tops of them were, the plastic in the battery cases were wavy. The controller was burnt, and you could smell it. It's so if I could give it a tip, like I used to give a episode tip every time, a good tip would be, please be aware, if you have to tow your car and it has a run tow switch, put it in tow. Otherwise, you're gonna have a huge golf cart shop bill. Let's see. They retired me. Travis said they retired him. One of those 3-letter agencies. Lost right eye. Oh man, Travis, this story just keeps getting worse and worse, man. Yeah, I remember you told me you were in your federal car. I didn't ask any questions about that, and so yeah, just take it easy, man. Take it easy and come here and talk about golf carts with us, and don't worry about all that stuff. Try to. I might need you for some more advice on my T-Mobile. I'm not running on the T-Mobile right now, but I do have it. We're still doing some testing. I'm not getting as good on the T-Mobile 5G as I am on my regular internet, and that's what I'm running today. But okay, that's good. Number 8 is where we're at over here. I'm gonna have to get moving here. 2006 EZGO golf cart. The cart starts going slow after running for about 30 minutes. I had a full charge before I started. The batteries were all at 6.3 and 38.1 volts. After I get back home, I checked the batteries. All but one was 6.1 and 37 volts, and one was 5.5. Not sure what the problem is. Well, I can tell you what the problem is. That 5.5 is the problem. That's too low. That's going to start. They all have to be 6 or above, or before your golf cart's going to run correctly. That's the bottom line. You're going to end up with some shudders and some stutters and low range and slowing down because you've got one battery that's dropping out before the others. And that's always the case. It's just that you've got one that's way weaker than the rest of them that's dropping out sooner. It's dropping out in like 30 minutes, you know, from what you said from your description. To put it. Sir. Sounds like a NASCAR wreck. It was terrible, Kurt. I saw it. I have the video. It's not good. It is not good. And it was an instantaneous kind of thing. Number 9. Model 216 EZGO RXV 48 volt AC drive 2016. The left rear driver's side brake light won't turn off. Left rear driver's side brake light won't turn off. Okay, well my question would be, what type of brake activation does your brake lights have? Because there's different types of brake. There's brake light kits out there that are aftermarket. There's factory stuff, and there's several different types of activations for the brake lights. Like some of them are nothing more than a switch. You know, when you press the pedal, there's a switch. So my question would be, is it that type? Some of them have a pressure pad that goes on the brake pedal itself. It's a pressure pad, but it's actually a switch. So when you put your foot on the pressure pad, the brake lights come on. And then when you lock your brake and you let your foot off the pressure pad, then the brake lights go out. Some brake light kits, some light kits that have brake lights included, have a timer. There's a timer. So when you hit the brakes, brake lights come on. If you lock the brake lights will come on. And if the timer senses that if you're not there for like 4 minutes, then it assumes no one's on the cart, and it'll shut the brake lights off. So my question would have to be, what type of activation circuit is your brake light have? And then that's where we would go with trying to find a solution of why it won't turn off. Number 10, last scheduled question. I have a 2007 E-Z-GO Workhorse. The best way to describe the problem is like running a car in first gear. Would this be a clutch problem? Now see, That is an excellent description. I wish all descriptions of golf cart problems were that clear. I mean, that description I understand to a T. It says the best, and they acted like that wasn't. You know, they said the best way to describe the problem is like running a car in first gear. Would this be a clutch problem? That's an excellent description, and I understand exactly what you're saying. But you know, it feels like running a car in first gear. So my answer would be yes. That's definitely a clutch problem. You either have your front clutch, the drive clutch, the one that's on the motor, is not squeezing in, or the rear clutch, the driven clutch, is not squeezing out, and the belt going to the bottom. Because if it doesn't squeeze out, if it's stuck in that big position, then you're running on that gear ratio. It's the golf cart CVT system, which is continuously variable transmission system. That's what that CVT stands for. It's an amazing system. It works very well, but it's very basic on what is actually going on there. It's similar to like if you ever messed with a 10-speed bicycle, you know, when you were younger or whatever, and you got the 2 sprockets in the front and the 5 in the rear. Well, when you shift gears, you're constantly just shifting on different size sprockets to change your gear ratio. That's exactly what the CVT does. It's exactly the same thing, except it doesn't do it with gears and sprockets, chain and sprockets. It does it with smooth metal sheaves and a belt. So it's continuously variable, and it's very, very smooth, and there's infinite number of gear ratios involved. So if you're still riding around in first gear, it's because it's not changing gears. You know, you got a problem with one of your clutches, so you need to watch them some kind of way while you're driving it. Either raise a seat and take off and see if you can watch them, or crank your car in neutral, rev it up, and see which one is stuck, because it sounds like you got at least one of them stuck. The camera are using, let's see, Tim, what is the video you have? What kind of camera are you using? I only have the video that you sent to me in the email. That's the only time. But this camera that's on here, I'm using a Logitech HD 1080p is what I'm using here. Let me run the social media links again. Social media links. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram right there. And also follow us on YouTube and Facebook, obviously. Give us a like and a subscribe. Oh, okay. Well, it is a 1080p Logitech. My laptop, I'm on my laptop. It has a built-in camera, but it wasn't as good as this 1080p Logitech. So, and this is what everyone at Golf Cart Garage recommended that I use to do the stream, and I'm very happy with it. Everybody says it looks really good, so thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that, Kurt, here in just a minute. I haven't seen the person whose card is featured in the room today, so I'm gonna do it anyway. I hate to talk about you and your cart behind your back, but Thomas Mack, if you're out there, we're gonna do your cart here in a little bit. I'd rather talk about you in front of you, you know, than behind your back, but I got to do what I got to do. Your cart's the only one I got loaded into OBS today. Here is the coupon for golfcartgarage.com. At checkout, if you would like to get 5% off any parts you order, use coupon code TIM13, TIM13. This code expires on September the 1st, 2023. You get 5% off on any parts you order at golfcartgarage.com. So remember that, TIM13. All right. If you would like to purchase a Golf Cart Garage hat, there are links in the description that take you right to it. Bam, look at there. That'll take you right to whichever one you want. Now you can't get the special kind like me because this is the only one in the world with this one. Okay, but if you would like to purchase a hat, you're welcome to take one of the links, go straight to checkout. You don't have to, but if you would like to, you can purchase one. We do give hats away occasionally, and we will have another giveaway coming up pretty soon. And it is time for, let's see. I've already said it 3 or 4 times today. I know I did. I heard myself. I heard myself do it at least. I bet I've said it at least 3 times in this episode. I just can't help it. All right, today's featured cart, like I said, is from 𝗪𝗲. 𝗪𝗲 is actually from my neck of the woods in the south. He is not too far from where I grew up. And there it is, 𝗪𝗲. Hey Tim, this is my 2011 Yamaha Drive, Jake's 3-inch spindle lift, Omega 12-inch wheels with 22 by 10 by 12 Timberwolf AT tires. Also has an 𝗲𝗏 600 amp controller. Now see, he's ready with the 600 amp controller. He's ready for any future upgrades, no problem at all. That's a nice controller. He could put, that controller should be helping him compensate for the taller tires. Nice cart, pretty cart, good looking. I like it. Yeah, I don't know if Thomas is in the room. I haven't seen his name, but that's all right. Like I said, I will talk about you behind your back if you're not here, but I'd rather talk about you while you're here. Let's see here. So yeah, I just said it again. Nice wheels, Thomas, from Kevin Fry. Bill Schreier. I have a 2016 Yamaha G29 with a single lithium battery. It loses power around halfway through battery life. What is the problem? Bill, I don't know. Shouldn't be doing that. Loses power around halfway through battery life. This is what I would want to do, Bill. At the time when it's losing power, I'd want to get a voltage reading off of that one lithium battery. I mean, it's going to be a 48 volt battery. So when you start losing power, we need to see the volts. What's going on with the volts at that point? Greg Elliott says, praying God grants you a full measure of strength for speedy recovery. That's for Travis. Very good looking car. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is from 𝗪𝗲, who I guess he's not in the room today, but that's all right. If you're not in the room, you're still going to get your cart featured. Let me check out Jimmy Stokely on Facebook. What's up, Jimmy? East Tennessee, 83 and partly cloudy. See, that's about what we got going on here today in Arkansas. And it's unusual, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But thanks for stopping by, Jimmy. There's Thomas's card. Okay. That is going to be about it. Today's episode was titled Surface Voltage, and we talked about that. When you first remove a cart from the charger, when you first unplug the charger, you can't expect to have accurate battery readings if you put your voltmeter on the batteries right then, because they're going to be way high. You have to let it, that's just surface voltage, and sometimes it can take up to 12 hours for all that to burn off. You know, lithium cars or lithium race cars, like there's a lot of lithium battery powered cars at the racetrack nowadays that run the quarter mile, that run the eighth mile. You know, there's all kinds of records involved, and it's a very cool sport, you know, running at the track with electric cars. Well, sometimes those electric cars, because of lithium has the ability to be charged up higher than regular lead acid batteries. So in other words, a 48 volt lead acid pack in a golf cart could show, you know, 51 volts at rest, something like that, 51 point something, 52 maybe even. A 48 volt lithium pack could be charged up even higher. It could go past 50 something volts, 52 volts. It could be like 53.9 or 54. Lithium has the ability to be charged up to a higher voltage. Well, that's where they had to come up with all kinds of rules in electric drag racing. You are classified by your voltage. So if you're over a certain amount of voltage, you get bumped up to the next voltage class. So lithium guys have to burn off some of that surface voltage if they just unplug their cars, you know, and they're ready to go race. When they go to tech, before they run down the track, they get checked for their voltage level, and if it's too high, they're going to get bumped up to cars that have more voltage than them. So they have to burn off some of that surface voltage before they can race in their designated class. So it's very complicated nowadays because of lithium. Lithium changed a lot of rules when it comes to racing at the track. I don't know if you wanted to know all that. That's just something that I'm into. But anyway, Craig says, do you still? No, I haven't. I haven't in a long time. I still have my car, but I haven't raced in a long time. I think that is going to be about it. I have got to go mow, like I said earlier, but it's a nice day. It's a nice day for it. So it's not that big a deal. I will see everybody again. This was Tuesday, August the 15th. I will see everybody on Thursday, August the 17th. That'll be not tomorrow, but the next day. Thank everybody for showing up today. Travis, you know it. You know what I'm going to say, brother. Stick with it. Stick with the recovery. Take it easy. Think about this, but don't let it get to you. You made it. You made it. You're going to be fine. You seem like a good guy. You seem like you have a good family. So we all wish you well. And please keep showing up. Please keep coming by to Golf Cart Garage and keep us updated on your recovery. I will see everybody on Thursday. All right. I'm out. The garage is now closed.